Slava Jesus Christus, Slava Vika. Glory be to Jesus Christ, glory be forever. This is Father Basil again reading from this document, Love is Our Mission, the Family Fully Alive. And this part of the document is called The Church's Teaching, Authority, and Responsibility. The Church, as our mother, imparting to us a new identity in the love and holiness in which she herself is formed, also has the responsibility of teaching us, of forming us ever more perfectly in the new identity we have received, not from the world, but from above. There is no secular authority that can discharge this function, because the identity the Church receives and then imparts does not come from the achievements of the world, as we have seen, but transcends them, perfecting them all. Rather, the pastoral duty of the magisterium, or teaching authority of the Church, is aimed at seeing to it that the people of God abides in the truth that liberates. The teaching authority of the Church serves the whole people of God by preserving the truth of the gospel intact, together with all the moral teachings revealed explicitly and implicitly in the gospel, which nurture human freedom. These include such truths as the dignity of human persons, the goodness of creation, the nobility of the married state, and its intrinsic orientation toward a life-giving communion of love. These truths cannot be annulled by sins committed against the dignity that they proclaim. Rather, such sins call the Church to proclaim these truths ever more faithfully, even as she seeks renewal in these very truths and in the love from which they came. How married couples and families carry out the Church's witness. Christian spouses have the key role in proclaiming these very truths in terms that the world finds most persuasive. That is, in lives that are continually transformed by the love that is imparted to couples in the sacrament of marriage and defines their communion as husband and wife. Pope Francis has described in a stirring way the witness to truth that Christian spouses can provide, supported by the graces of the sacrament of matrimony. Christian spouses are not naive. They know life's problems and temptations, but they are not afraid to be responsible before God and before society. They do not run away. They do not hide. They do not shirk the mission of forming a family and bringing children into the world. But today, Father, it is difficult. Of course it is difficult. That is why we need the grace that comes from the sacrament. The sacraments are not decorations in life. What a beautiful marriage, what a beautiful ceremony, what a beautiful banquet. But that is not the sacrament of marriage. That is a decoration. Grace is not given to decorate life, but rather to make us strong in life, giving us courage to go forwards. And without isolating oneself but always staying together, Christians celebrate the sacrament of marriage because they know they need it. Popes John Paul II and Benedict XVI both had occasion to quote a passage from Paul VI's apostolic exhortation, Evangelii Nuntiandi. Modern man listens more willingly to witness than to teachers. And if he does listen to teachers, it is because they are witnesses. Pope Francis is calling Christian spouses to be the kind of teachers that contemporary people listen to. Teachers who teach by their witness and thereby uphold the truth and display its persuasiveness in their openness to new life, in the warmth of the mutual love, and in the readiness of their hospitality. as oasis of love and mercy in a culture so often marked by cynicism, hard-heartedness, and discouragement. The witness of Christian spouses can bring light into a world that has come to value efficiency over persons and having over being, and thus has forgotten the value of persons and of being together. May those married in Christ be faithful witnesses to his love, and so become teachers of the truth, which is always and everywhere intrinsically compelling. The church is an institution, but she is always more than an institution. She is a mother, a bride, a body, a family, and a covenant. All the baptized are her sons and daughters, giving Christians our most fundamental and authentic identity, just as our new sinfulness never erases our creation in God's image and our membership in God's family. When Catholics sin, that does not erase the Church's holiness. The Church's essence depends on Jesus, a foundation which holds us accountable, but which is also deeper and more secure than any human achievement or failure. Despite her many failures, the Church cannot shirk the responsibility to preach the gospel, and so we carry forward her mission of love. So here are some questions to consider. How does God's covenant protect us, even when we sin? Everyone sins, including Catholic leaders. Why do we say that the Church is holy anyway? What does Jesus want us to do when the Church fails to live up to his standards? Why does Jesus love the Church? What about the Church pleases him? What disappoints him? So, just remember that the Church is given to us by God to help in our salvation. And even though members of the Church, individual members, are sinners, the Church in a whole is holy because it is given to us by Christ. And the message that the Church preaches, even though sinners preach this message, the message still comes from Christ God himself. So the Church is very responsible to help us in our salvation. God bless you. Have a good day.